Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your August 2020 Taroscope. I'm Brittany Monet. For those who are new to my channel, what I do is I shuffle 8 cards and then your ninth card, which is your overall energy off camera, because I record everything on my phone, and from my phone I upload directly to YouTube. And it cuts down time for your videos because, as you have seen, some of them can be anywhere from like 25 minutes to 48 minutes, and it sometimes takes a while to upload from my phone to the YouTube app. So because of that, I try to cut down as much time and, shuffle off camera. So also, if you're new to my channel, my reads are for Geminis. When I do for the signs, it's for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, even Mercury. Mercury is important because that is how we communicate and how, communication is perceived and things like that. And that's why when, Mercury goes retrograde, it's a big deal. So, yeah, and also if you're new to my channel, if you can see these other cards up above, my clarifier deck, sex magic cards that I like to use, romance angels, and notes from the universe. So let's get into our read. So our overall energy, which this could be energy that you are kind of maybe coming out of, from July into August, you can be stepping into this energy from July to August, or, you could still be dealing with it. This is just energy for the overall month. But time is fluid, and when you were meant to hear this message, it's when you're meant to hear it. So, the Hierophant card. To me, I feel like the universe is asking us to trust ourselves and to trust our intuition, to trust your higher power, to trust yourself, to trust the process of things, to follow maybe a divine right, if that makes sense. If not, the Hierophant also does, I'm pretty sure it's the Hierophant, I think, yes, it is. The Hierophant also does represent a Taurus. So some of you could have Taurus placements or be dealing with a Taurus this month, or you are already dealing with a Taurus. If you are dealing with a Taurus, it's upright, so it might be good, but, there might be some bumps along the road. The reason why I say that is because looking at the cards down there, but I think for some of us, this is about trusting ourselves and trusting our higher, not just a higher power, but just really trusting our spirituality and the way we think and move forward, if that makes sense. So your first card is the Two of Swords, which every time I've seen this card, it's I always feel like it's about decisions, maybe even needing to fight for the things that you want and believe in. So for some of us, Geminis are known for being very fickle and indecisive and kind of going back and forth. But I think right now it's time to kind of buckle down and make a decision. Some of us are in places in our life where we do have time. Some of us, not everyone, is in a place where we can be introspective and think about what we want to do going forward when we come out of this pandemic. And I think it's reminding us that now is the time for those who are in the right place to do it. Never do anything that you aren't ready for, because if you're not ready for it, it's not going to be genuine work and you're not going to be where you should be. Always do what you're ready to do, is what I would say. And just a reminder, swords do represent air signs, which Gemini, we are air signs. But the other air signs would be Libra and Aquarius. I just wanted to point that out. The next card, however, is the Ten of Swords in reverse. So I feel like some of us are coming out of a situation where there was a lot of betrayal, hurt, obviously backstabbing. And it could just be something that was tiring and a really long process, and something that just weighed on us a lot. We're coming out. Some of us are coming out of it. Some of us are a little bit kind of stuck in it. But it's not gonna be forever. It's gonna be good going forward, I do think. There might be still another couple bumps in the road because we do have the Emperor in reverse, which if you are dealing with an Aries or have an Aries placement, or someone you know with has an Aries placement, if it's a placement thing, check on what it is. If it's something that would cause obvious blockages, like my Venus sign is Aries, so for me this could be saying like, hey, love might not be the best right now, but anyways, the Emperor card is usually about when it comes to dating, it's like either this person you're thinking about, male or female, whoever you are attracted to. It's usually, yes, it does usually tend to lean more towards male energy, but it doesn't have to be. Again, you can apply any gender that feels appropriate, but this could also be a work person where you might be having issues with an authority figure like a boss. You could be having issues, with your own father. It could be with, yes, a male significant other, or it could just be someone who you're not actually in a relationship with and you liked, and maybe it's really not working out. But there's definitely some type of tension, I would say, and it could be the situation that causes betrayal. And now you are probably in a place where you need to make a decision on what you need to do. You do have the Queen of Pentacles, which I feel like this card, and Pentacles sorry if you can hear me scratching, my foot is itchy. Let me take a moment, sorry. Okay. So we do have the Queen of Pentacles, which Pentacles do represent earth signs, which would be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So again, some of you could be dealing with an earth sign. You could have earth sign placements. But to me, when I see the Queen of Pentacles, it's like someone who is nurturing, someone who really, has a very good, solid foundation, or that is what you aspire to be. Being a good homemaker, if that's what you want. Like, that's kind of the things this card represents. Nurturing tendencies and being down to earth and caring. This is a really good card. I think that maybe, I could be wrong, but I do feel like this is reminding us to be positive and to remember who we are and not lose track of it. Because I think things are going to be a little bit tough right now for us gems. I really do. Just looking at this spread, maybe the clarifiers will shed a little bit better light. But just looking at this, I do think that this is going to be a rough patch, because our next card is the Four of Swords, which to me this card is about rest. For some of us, it's saying that, hey, look, you need to take a moment and rest and take some time to just whether it's emotionally you need to rest, emotionally, mentally needing to take a rest, physically needing to rest because you've been doing so much and trying to get so much done. And I feel like some people have this overwhelming sense of needing to be productive during this quarantine. And, some of us, this is really a moment to take time to recharge. And I think that's what some of you need to do. Some of us need to take time to recharge. Others, if you aren't in a place of needing to recharge and rest and stuff, then this could be some of us out there are really depressed right now and sad and just wounded emotionally, because again, you have the 10 of Swords, which yes, it's in reverse, and yes, this is, I don't think it's a permanent lasting energy just because it's in reverse, but that doesn't mean whatever happened here didn't suck, right? Shit sucked. Excuse my language, but it sucked, right? And then we have this card, which, if this is a romantic situation, someone, whether it was us or either we got betrayed or we betrayed someone else, we broke someone's heart, someone broke ours, either way, someone is sad about it and is very hurt. Or it might not even have to do with romance. It could be a work situation where, you had some issues with your boss and now you're kind of depressed, worried about if it ruined opportunities. you do have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So with another Earth sign card popping up, I don't know if some of you are dealing with an Earth sign or have Earth placements, but be careful just because. So in terms of messages, like if it's coming from someone or something that has more Earth-like energy, it usually moves at a slower rate. But since it's in reverse, I would say like it's either going to move a lot faster than Earth energy normally moves, or you're just not getting this message at all. And it could be like, in terms of romance, it could be from someone who's like younger, or it could be like a young opportunity, like a new opportunity that maybe you thought was going to be good and it's kind of not. Or it's moving, like I said, faster than what Earth energy normally moves. Either way, whichever one it is or whatever your scenario is, we are in this Nine of Swords energy. This is very much what the picture looks like. It is being up in your bed up at night and you are worried, overthinking things, anxiety, depression. Oh no, please don't jump. Okay. I thought she was going to knock everything down. So yeah, this is about just being very worried and just literally like the person in this picture, they're sitting up in their bed, their hands are covering their face, and they're feeling it. They're feeling their emotions, whatever it is. It's deep, it hurts. It's anxiety, it's worry, it's, it's a lot of heavy feelings, I think, right now. But it's really weird because our ending card is the Lover's card, which does represent us, Geminis. So this could just be like, hey, we have to go through a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And like once we finally work through it, we'll be in our power and be in our best selves and be good again. Or it could be like we have to go through some kind of more sucky situations for our romantic soulmate person to show up. Because the Lover's card, if it's not about a Gemini, it's all about soulmates and like it being the right person, or the right person for the right person at the right time. Now, the right person at the right time does not necessarily mean, obviously, that's someone you're going to be with forever. But if it's the right person at the right time, it's going to be good for a bit, So, sorry, Nala, you're just kind of blocking the cards just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, she's about to bite me. Okay. So yeah, let's do some clarifiers to see kind of maybe more of what's going on. So why is the Hierophant in this read? Ooh. So we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So like I said, this is about like the Hierophant would be, if it's not about a Taurus, it's about trusting oneself and really kind of thinking higher, elevating, that's the word. Elevating our emotional selves, our mental selves, our spiritual selves. And with the Eight of Cups in reverse, I feel like we're being told not to let go of a situation, not to walk away from something, just because we're scared. Okay? Now, if you're in a situation where you have been shown that this is not a good situation for you and you keep sticking around, no, you should walk away. You should trust your higher self and trust what the universe has been telling you, trust what your friends have been telling you, and walk away from it. But if you're in a situation where you're just running out of more of like being scared and self-doubt, don't do that, because someone else can come up and swoop up and pick your cup up and pick up that hope, that dream, that person. Like, don't let someone walk away from you. Or don't let an opportunity slip by because it's more you being scared and not it actually being like a proven fact that this thing isn't good for you, Okay, why is the Two of Swords in this read for Gemini for August 2020? Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. So, yeah, I think that some of us, I think we need to be a little bit more emotional, a little bit more vulnerable. We need to make decisions, and I think we need to trust our hearts, right now more than I think our logical self. And I think that is what some of us are trying to weigh, what decision we should make. And I think that sometimes when we try to be more logical, yeah, logically certain things should be a certain way. But when we forget to let our heart or your emotions guide us, in some scenarios, obviously some scenarios you want to be smart and logical, but like I think it's learning to balance the two. Like learning to balance the two of wanting to be swift and make right logical decisions, but also knowing when to trust our emotional side and be vulnerable and make decisions that are more based around heart and emotion, you know? I think that's what some of us need right now. And also the cups, I should have mentioned, cups do represent water signs, which would be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Okay. Why is the Ten of Swords in reverse in this read for Gemini for August 2020? So I should be honest, this is the third time I shuffled the cards. I mean, in terms of this, not the after tarot. I didn't get to the after tarot. I knocked down the camera and I didn't like the things I was saying anyway, so I was like, okay, let me redo this. But those shuffles ahead were very I think they were a little bit more direct, with there being some of us really not being in a good place emotionally, mentally. And this card popped up every time. The Ten of Swords in reverse all times. So I just have to say that some of us are really going through it or have just recently been through it. And look, if you're listening to me right now, you have made it. Be proud of yourselves. I know things are not easy right now. They will eventually get better. I wish I could say exactly when, because I just, have fun doing tarot. I am not, and I've said it before in my videos, I'm not an actual psychic. I can't, tell you when things are going to get better for you, especially you individually. I don't know. I would definitely follow more astrologers and get a chart reading if that is something you need to know. But, for those of us gems who are really struggling right now, I just want to say, I'm proud of you still being here and holding on. And I know how much we get in our heads about things and, we got this. We'll be okay. Okay, so why is the Ten of Swords in reverse? And this read for Geminis. Okay, we have two cards that fell. If I could see them. Aye. So we have the Three of Cups upright, and we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So the Three of Cups can mean in a journey, an expedition. So it could be starting one or the ending of one, of a journey or expedition. It could also mean an end of a cycle. But threes also, I think, if I could be wrong, but I think threes are the ones that has to do with transformation, the number. But threes also, Three of Cups can also, if you're not having fun partying with friends, or at least talking to friends, I don't recommend partying right now just because of, the pandemic and everything. But, whatever, I'm not gonna yell at y'all. But this could be about third party situations, which means it could be you. So in the romantic sense, you obviously would be a love triangle type of thing, a cheating scenario, something like that. In terms of work, it could be you and two other employees. It could be you and another employee and a boss or a supervisor getting involved. It could be very much something like that. And then with the Seven of Cups, it's being very careful what you wish for, and kind of really thinking about everything that you need to do before going forward. So with it clarifying the Ten of Swords in reverse, I do think for some of us we were in a third party situation, whether it was the work type of scenario, or in the romantic sense that we were in a third party situation. And either we betrayed someone or we got betrayed, backstabbed, cheated on, got picked over. You know, we didn't get picked. And it really, it hurt because maybe we didn't realize that we put that energy out there for us to not get picked. I don't know. I could be wrong. Or it just could be like, you know, you really thought that this situation was going to be amazing. You wanted something wonderful to happen with this person. And maybe when you wished for to manifest it, you kind of really didn't like give such like specific details in it that like you got the person, you kind of, but then you were put in this situation where it's a third party situation and ended up backstabbing you and hurting. I could be wrong. I know that sounds really specific, but I mean, just with those 3 cards is, you know, that's what I see. Why is the Emperor card in reverse here for Geminis for August 2020? Why is the Emperor in reverse? I will try to do all of the other, because I also have voiceover work to do. For those who don't know, I'm an actress. So, I will try to get all the other signs done throughout this week, but I have a couple of things to do, some like voiceover stuff. So if I don't, and then I also work nights, like, so we'll see when I get to it. I just want to know because Geminis, you're going to be the first like sign out for the month of August. So clarifying, and it's very funny because it's the same number, 4, clarifying the Emperor. If you can see it, is the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So this card to me, whether it's upright or in reverse, is about holding on so tightly to something that like you are suffocating it, you know. So some of you are holding on too tightly to something. Others of you aren't holding on tight enough, and like you're being put in a situation where, you know, what that's going to be tested. But with it being in reverse, I do think that, and it's clarifying the Emperor card, and just based on all these other cards, I really do think that it was a situation where it, like, either you held on too tightly to this person held on too tightly to you, or didn't try enough, like, you know, and it's been lost. Like, this situation is lost. Either way, if it was from holding on too tight or not enough, I think that, yeah, this person, they've kind of fallen out of your grasp, or you've fallen out of their grasp. I do think it's more us, and that, you know, we're upset. Sorry, I scratched my leg. But yeah, that's what I think is going on here. There's a lot of sadness here. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in this read for Geminis for August 2020? Ooh, I don't know if you saw that, but that came flying. So we do have the King of Swords. So yeah, this card is kind of what I was talking about here. And so the King of Swords, which would represent other, you know, if air signs, again, remember us, Libra and Aquarius. But the King of Swords is about being able to be authoritative and be swift and be logical and be smart, you know, and make all those type of decisions, but also, you know, being able to, you know, when to use your emotional side, know when to, you know, make decisions out of, from the heart and not always the mind. That is literally what this card is about. And I don't know, with it clarifying, the Queen of Pentacles is such a nurturing energy to me. It's like, I think it's really learning how to embrace your nurture, really needing to embrace more of the nurturing side. Because I think so many of us Geminis, we are really good, I think, about being more logical than we are about being emotional. And we can be very nurturing people, but sometimes we hide that. And I think this is about needing to not hide it as much. Reminding us that it's okay to be the nurturing person. Okay, that fell out before I even got to ask, but this was clarifying. Sorry. the Four of Swords, which you got the Ten of Wands, which, like, yeah, some of us are very much exhausted and needing to take a break, or some of us are very sad, and and it's okay to sit through your emotions and let yourself feel things, but also when to, like, not let things overwhelm you. And it's hard to learn that balance. Then that's the thing, is it is really hard to learn that balance, and where, and when do I stop moping around, and when do I do something to change it, and when do I ask for help, and things like that. Why is the Page of Pentacles in reverse in this read? Yeah, I do think that there is, like, the sadness and needing to trust ourselves a little bit more and trust the process, and just not be bogged down by, like, just because things didn't work out in the past doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever. we do have the World card in reverse, clarifying the Page of Pentacles. So I do think that things are very stuck and stagnant right now. Like, obviously, right? They're not going anywhere. There's nothing, like, nothing is happening good. I feel like nothing good or bad is really happening in our, like, it's just stuck. And sometimes when things are so stuck, it's hard to really see what's going on, or if there is something going on. If there isn't, there is a stuckness, or if there's not a stuckness, there's just a lot of, sadly, bad luck right now going on, and it sucks that it's like that, but that's what it is. There's nothing moving. Some of you may want to have actually physically, like, moved to a new place, and that's probably not going to happen right now. Some of you wanted to move on from a cycle, a pattern that you've always been stuck in. It's stuck right now. Like, it's just, there's a lot of stuckness, and it's not just because of the pandemic. Okay, why is the Nine of Swords in this read for Gemini for August 2020? All right, we have the Justice card in reverse. So this card does represent a Libra. So some of you could have Libra placements. You could be dealing with someone who has Libra placements, but if not, there is a lack of justice in the situation. So whether it's us or the other person, whoever it is in the situation, someone is up and very upset about a situation that did not get the justice it should have gotten. There's a lack of justice. It just, like, it could be a situation, because you have the Three of Cups, like, where you really thought that you found the right person and it was finally going to be good, but they ended up cheating on you. And now we're here where no justice was served and you're upset. And it's like, I was just in a situation that was terrible, and now I'm put back in another situation where I'm not getting any justice. I'm not getting the things that I deserve. Like, whew, it's heavy. That's heavy, baby. And why? So why is the Lovers card here in this read for Geminis for August 2020? Why is the Lovers card here in this read for Gemini for August 2020? Miss Nala is just giving herself a little bath over here. Why? Okay. Interesting. So clarifying is the Queen of Pentacles. So again, I do think that this is like us needing to be a little bit more soft and vulnerable and letting things happen. But we also have the Four of Cups clarifying, which this card is being so upset and so stuck on situations that didn't work out, that we're purposely, like, blocking our shots for good things to come through. It's like, stop being that. You're a wonderful and amazing person who deserves love and deserves to be nurtured, and yeah, you've probably been through some really horrible times, but you can't keep blocking good things from coming your way. That's what it looks like. I could be very wrong, but whew. What else does Gemini need to know for August 2020? What else does Gemini need to know for August 2020? This is for Gemini. Ooh. Okay, we have the Death card in reverse. So Scorpio again. There is just a lot of stuck. There is not, cycles aren't coming to an end. You could be having some negative issues with a Scorpio, or someone who has a Scorpio placement. Like, it's a lot. It's heavy stuff. It's not moving forward. And I know right now it sucks that it's not. What else does Gemini need to know for August 2020? What else does Gemini need to know for... Oh. Well, eventually it's going to be different because you do have the Six of Swords, which is about moving on to calmer waters, moving on to something better. So I think we're going to be stuck in this period of things being stuck and kind of not going anywhere, things not ending. But eventually, I don't know what is going to, because I don't... Okay, how do we get from the... I want to know. How do we get from that card? How do we get from the Death card in reverse to the Six of Swords? Please tell me. Okay. Interesting. So you're going to have the Knight of Wands and the Chariot in reverse, which is weird because the Knight of Wands is very quick moving, fast energy that kind of comes out of nowhere. Wands do represent fire signs, which would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, which we did get the Ten of Wands in the read, and you got the Emperor card, which does represent Aries. Which is like, yeah, this is really quick moving, fast energy. It could be a lot of chemistry coming out of nowhere. It could be a very heated and amazing romantic offer. But then you got the Chariot card, which you could have a message coming from a Cancer sign because the Chariot does represent Cancers. But the Chariot is also about moving forward and going places. But since it's in reverse, it's like you could have a message maybe because like a Cancer isn't your ideal type and you get a message from a Cancer and it throws you off a little bit. Or again, you could just, it's kind of like you're stuck, not moving on, and then it's very quick and all of a sudden you're like moving on. It's very interesting. Or you could be dealing with someone who has like this Scorpio and Cancer placements, and things aren't really working with that person. And then maybe all of a sudden it's very quick and fast and things change, I don't know. It's very interesting. Okay, what else does Gemini need to know for August 2020? Give me 2 more cards, please. It's very interesting, okay? Alright, we have the Fool card, which this is like, extravagance. This is things kind of just really being amazing and wonderful and like kind of working out of nowhere, like fool's luck. Like it's really just like all of a sudden a turn of events. Like, oh, this is wild. Like I do think it's gonna start off very rocky and very hard for some of us, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like boom bam good. Yeah, because then you have the Ace of Cups, which it kind of felt like this way, so it could go either way. So it could go upright, where things are going to be wonderful and amazing out of nowhere, and they're going to work out for us. And then others of us, we just might still be in a place where we're not ready for love. Not ready for good emotional stuff. Wow. Geminis. There's, I think, some needing to work on thyself. Sorry. I want to move that a little bit more. Alright, let's do sex magic. Alrighty, sex magic cards. What do we have for Gemini's? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for August 2020. What do we have for Gemini's for August 2020? Please give me 4 cards. Okay, we have the Devil card in reverse. Ooh, I'm trying to what does the Devil card in reverse have to? I can never remember what it means in like the sex magic deck, but for if we're looking in terms of like regular regular tarot, the Devil card can represent a Capricorn. And with it being in reverse, you could be having issues with the Capricorn. You could have Capricorn placements, that are kind of not in a good place right now. But if not, like, and this is what it means in regular tarot. In regular tarot, the Devil card, literally represents like there being toxic situations, temptations. But with it being in reverse, I do think you were coming out of a situation that was potentially toxic, coming out of a place that was way too, like, tempting, and but not in a good way. Like, it wasn't tempting in a good way, I do think you're coming out of that, and you might be having issues with the Capricorn. So, okay. I will tell you what the actual meaning is at the end if you're used to my reads. We have the 10 of Chalices, which, if we're talking about in terms of regular tarot, this is a really good card. It means, like, this person is, like, the person you're probably going to spend the rest of your life with and all this wonderful and amazing things. Give me 2 more cards, please, so then I can look these up. Oh, she came a-flying. What is this one? Okay, we have a Temperance card, which Temperance can represent Sagittarius in the regular tarot. And that card is usually about, like, balance and needing to find balance and having patience. And the last card, the 8 of Wands, which the 8 of Wands is usually arrows of, like, Cupid. It could be victory, success. It's a really good card. Okay, so let me look this up. So the first one, you got, what's the number? XV. Okay, so this one is about, so the Devil's card, it's in reverse. So usually it's about magnetism, but there is a lack of that. There is not a magnetic type of things. And, I think a lot of toxic situations can feel very magnetic. And it says, Eros is a grandiose force that, when deviated, becomes dangerous. It risks deception, betrayal, or blackmail. So, since it's in reverse, it's the opposite of that. So I do think that some of you are coming out of a situation that just wasn't good, wasn't healthy, it was toxic. It was, not necessarily blackmail stuff involved, but there was deception. There was, like, people being seductive and tempting for the wrong reasons. It wasn't a good, ideal pairing, is all I'll say about that. Okay, so then the 10 of Chalices. The 10 of Chalices is about attachment. The attachment between partners orients the relationship towards continuity, and it is necessary to form a happy family. So you need to have a good positive attachments in order for something to move even, into a better place and to be even more amazing and wonderful. And Temperance is XIV. Sorry. So Temperance. There's a disconnect. Or not disconnect. Discontentment. This is a friendly but cool relationship to be warmed up with the magic of plants. The filter of love sparks a slumbering desire, restores harmony in the relationship. So harmony, balance, like I said. So it is kind of the same things. So yeah, needing to have a harmony, balance in a relationship in order for things to work out and be better. So if we're in this situation that was really toxic, I hope you are moving on to an area that is a lot better balanced for you and more harmonious. If it's with the same person and they're in a better place and they're treating you the way you should be treated, wonderful. If you're staying in a situation that is not good for you, why? Like, why are you staying? And the last one is savoring. Pleasure in and of itself is the essence of springtime. Savoring eroticism as a pastime allows you some breathing room. So, take y'all time. Foreplay, all that kind of good stuff. Savor it. Don't necessarily rush through things. Let things build naturally. If that makes sense, yeah. Okay, sorry. And Romance Angels, what do we have for Geminis for August 2020. This is for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. What do we have for Geminis? Okay. So it says, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life right now. So, you know, like I said, some of us have to wait for it. Don't try to rush anything. When it is meant to happen, it will happen. If you want it, your love life will work out for you, okay? It might not necessarily be with who you intend it or when you intend it to, but it's going to happen for you. Okay. Oh, shit. All right. This one. Oof. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic love life. Be careful. You're not putting yourself in situations that are toxic. Making sure the other person isn't being toxic. Just be very careful. And codependency doesn't necessarily have to mean you're codependent on the other person. It could be like actual drugs. It could be having a sex addiction. Just be careful with, just be very careful, because you don't want to be in a situation where you are losing who you are to, something else, if that makes sense. The next one is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Meaning, the more, not control in the sense where like you're not allowing anything in, but you need to free yourself from situations that aren't serving you. Free yourself from situations that are holding you back. And the last one is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this card, if you are single, is like confirming that yes, your love life is going to get better. Yes, there is going to be a point where you're going to find someone and you are going to be engaged, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. Like, you are going to get to your goals, what you want out of, a romantic relationship. This is confirmation that is going there. If you are talking to someone, you might be now in a situation where you guys are a little bit more serious. It is literally your love life is or it will, or it currently is going to ascend to the next level, and whatever that is for you. Okay? And then let's do 2 notes from the universe, because this is getting kind of long, and I'm sorry, my side is hurting, and I don't want like my energy dampening this read. Okay. Give me 2 cards for Gemini for August. Ooh, she won't fall. What would love do? And then on the back it says, do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You live beyond footprints of love. Aww. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. Never seen that one before. And then the last one. Oh, sorry, no, they keep like flaying at you. And this one is convince yourself, not others. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you guys have gotten this card before. The need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself in personal relationships is always self-serving. What's important is knowing the truth about why you felt the need, because it often points to insecurities that could be dealt with in more effective ways. Hi-ho, the universe. Make sure that you're just like not in situations where you're trying to convince other people of something and not yourself. You need to, make sure that you are confident in yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but confidence goes a long way. All right, Gemini, I'm so sorry. I just want to apologize if this read is not like the best I've done. I just wanted to get the reads out a little bit more on time. So I do apologize if this feels a little off, okay? But I hope if I'm just over imagining it and I'm just being like self-doubting right now because of this energy right here, well then I do apologize. And then if you enjoyed it, I'm glad. All right, Geminis, until next month, see you around.